Yo, what is up, AD team? Austin back again with another video. So far I made a video discussing my genetics, and through that I did mention that I was an ectomorph. And through that video I actually found more people who were ectomorphs who were relating to my story. So in this video, I kind of want to dive deeper into the ectomorph genetics and talk about the benefits of being an ectomorph from my experience, especially when it comes to weight training, calisthenics, and just overall your fitness journey. So if you don't know what an ectomorph is, real quick, is somebody who is classified as a small frame, meaning you have smaller joints, small wrists, narrow clavicles. Overall, your bone structure in your frame is that on the skinnier side. You can also relate to an ectomorph if you've had a hard time gaining weight. Usually these people just have overall frail frames, or thinner frames, should I say. All right, so it's not about your ability to gain muscle, it's more about your genetic structure. Then from there, your metabolism that goes alongside with that. Now, the first benefit I've discovered while being an ectomorph is the fact that it's relatively easy for you to stay lean. Think about it, we're already hard gainers, right? That means you can pretty much eat whatever you want and still not gain a lot of fat. In order to bulk or gain weight as an ectomorph, you have to actually really try. And the reason is because most ectomorphs' metabolisms are crazy high, that alongside with that, your caloric amount that you need to gain weight is absurd, to the point where it's almost unrealistic for you to eat or do. Even me myself, I think for me to actually gain weight consistently, I have to be eating 3.5 to 4,000 calories per day. Who is doing that? Not me. So with that being said, any ectomorph within their fitness journey, not only can you stay lean, but as you build a muscle, you can actually stay relatively lean throughout the whole entire process. And in my opinion, I believe ectomorphs, because of that reason, tend to be the most aesthetic. Now, that was actually my second point, and that is that ectomorphs tend to be the most aesthetic. Not only because they stay lean as they're building muscle, but overall their frame just tends to be the most aesthetic. Right? Think of any aesthetic person off bat that you can think of that comes to your head. I guarantee you, probably they're more on the ectomorph side, right? And we see it in most of these fitness influencers who tend to blow up. Always look at how they started. If they started off with the skinny journey, the skinny guy journey who kind of built his way up, right? He's in the most aesthetic position. I think a big example of that is actually David Lade. David Lade can be classified as more of an ectomorph if we have to choose like one of the smaller types that he's in. And from that, if you look at his transformation, he started off as a skinny frail guy with a small frame, then over time put muscle on that small frame, and then from there it looks the most aesthetic. Now, the reason why ectomorphs are also the most aesthetic is because since the frame is small, what also tends to be small? Their waist, their torso, and then from there, if they're also blessed with wide clavicles and like decent shoulders, then their V-taper just overall looks insane, alongside with some muscle added, and it overall just tends to look the best. So if you're an ectomorph, just realize that whenever you start building muscle and you start gaining muscle and putting in the work and got your nutrition on point, everything, you have the ability to actually look the absolute best. And you can eat whatever you want in the process. It's a win-win. Number 3, and this is something that I've experienced the most as being an ectomorph, is the fact that you are going to be amazing at bodyweight movements or calisthenics overall. You're going to be able to progress faster. You're going to be able to do moves that other people cannot do. Overall, your experience with calisthenics is going to be 10x. And the reason is since calisthenics is really heavy on relative strength, which means how strong you are compared to your body weight, usually most ectomorphs start off with a lighter weight, or they're not, pushing 200 pounds or 190 or anything of that realm, right? So with that being said, calisthenics favors people who have lighter weight about themselves. So you'll notice you start doing push-ups, pull-ups, etc. Over time, you'll notice your progress will be a lot faster than somebody who would have to start on the opposite end. Somebody who is overweight, or even somebody who's a quote-unquote mesomorph, right? Somebody who naturally has a knack for building muscle. They may not have a small frame. And this is proof, because look at all the top calisthenics athletes in the world. Look at all the top street workout people in the world. What's the correlation you see between them? They all are ectomorphs. Every single one of them. They're either ectomorph or they're actually very short. Now, if they're both, if they're short and ectomorph, that is a recipe for a great calisthenics athlete. And we can see the same with gymnasts too, right? World-class gymnasts are not 6 foot and beyond. World-class gymnasts were not overweight when they were kids. World-class gymnasts probably started off as skinny kids, and then from there built muscle upon their frame, and then transferred those skills through their ectomorphic frame, and then from there had the ability to become the best in the world. So If you're an ectomorph, I think you should be doing calisthenics just because you're just going to be so good at it. At least mix it into your weight training, something like that. So there's this saying that you can outwork a bad diet. And over time, I actually thought about this point, whether it's true or not. And I feel that it is true for the majority of people. You need a great diet in order to see the best results. However, in my experience, not only in my life, but also seeing other ectomorphs, I've come to realize a lot of them outwork their bad diet, right? They don't track calories, they eat whatever they want, as I said in the first point. Some of them don't even hit the protein goals, but their ability to stay lean alongside with adding muscle still gives them pretty good results, at least from the view of it. Sure, these could be a little bit more optimal. Sure, they could look a lot better. Instead of, 60% increase in their looks, it could have been 90%. But point is, with most ectomorphs, you can actually outwork a bad diet. That's just what I've noticed. Now, once you want to start seeing that super advanced progress, you want to excel in your physique and you really want to take it to the top notch, that's when you're really going to have to dial in no matter who you are. Mesomorph, endomorph, ectomorph, doesn't matter. But at least in those early stages between year 1 and year 3, almost all the ectomorphs I met just kind of just go in the gym, do whatever, just as long as they're training intensely, they go back home, eat pizza, maybe a protein shake, and have a thing of Chipotle, and they're good to go, right? And they look amazing. I've noticed this a lot, once again, with calisthenics athletes who are ectomorph too, right? So those are the benefits of being ectomorph from my experience. If I missed any more points, let me know. Do you have any more benefits that I didn't mention? Don't forget to subscribe. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace.